It is the Greek Podcast. We're at New York Prime. Do not forget that. Always sponsored by Braven Motorcars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. How do I remember this? This is my 9th show today, but there's one thing I can count on. My boy Ryan today. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good,
Football's
man.
back.
Football's back.
Want Super Bowl tickets?
Yes.
Of course you do.
80-1 Jets.
So what's going on with Le'Veon Bell right out of the gate?
Right
he
out of
said
the
on
gate.
social media, I'm done with Instagram. I'm done with all you haters. But he puts it out there. And
Yeah.
that's what I don't realize. Also, check out Ryan. First week, this could be a trivia question for Dolphin tickets with no beard.
No beard.
So what do you think about your boy? What's going on? Is he going to be all right?
I think he's going to be great.
Yeah?
I think he's going to be great. I mean, you know, they said that in camp he looks good. They said he's gelling with the offense. They said he's gelling with my boy Sammy. And listen, I think the whole Instagram thing, you know, everyone gets everyone gets their opportunity to vent.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little weird, you know, but yeah, I mean, look, he was making rap music, he's playing basketball, he's on jet ski vacations.
But you're going to get hate. You're going to get that.
First of all, you're going to get hate because you Le'Veon Bell and you sat out and you played the game and you're out for, you know, someone's saying, oh, he's been out for 18 months. The guy is a physical beast.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know,
he's in great shape. You can
yeah.
see that. The one thing...
he's in great shape.
Good story so far. If you're a guy, he goes home with 2 girls. Good story.
Great story.
Then wakes up, they're naked. Great story.
Even better.
And then where the story goes bad is where he gets all his jewelry. Bad story. That's where it goes bad.
Like all his jewelry.
He says, oh, I'm getting screwed. Yeah. Now, what I don't understand is, A, why bring him home?
Right.
I don't get that. I mean, you got
take him to the penthouse. Take him up to, take him to
whatever, but
not
I
your
mean,
penthouse, but take him to a hotel.
But again, contract year, have no penthouse. Why leave them? And he knows who they are.
Yeah.
Why can't you get arrested? He goes on Instagram and goes, hey, I haven't got my stuff back, but it's okay, I got my insurance. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Would you even go out? I don't know if I would tell people. There are a lot of guys, and there's been stories by detectives, people at casinos that I know, you know, that have situations. Not like this, because he wasn't drugged.
No.
No, he just left and he
No,
came back.
he
And he's like,
was partying.
yeah, that's it. But there are
wild, too.
situations in casinos. J-Lo's got a movie coming out about a couple girls who worked at Scores.
Yeah.
And they took down everybody.
Everyone.
But again, their marks were married guys.
Yeah.
So if you paint outside the lanes.
And it was all constructed and all planned and all
sure.
they had a game plan.
Well, again, first game plan is I got a married guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to want to tell his wife.
It's called extortion.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is now.
What's the name of the movie? Extortion?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
But I mean, in those situations, if you're out there, you're watching it, you'll never admit it, but there are guys that are in situations like this that say, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I don't want a police report.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why he came public with it because he knows the girls.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like there's some
Somebody random he just
random
picked
off the
up.
street.
He goes, I can't find them. He goes, I haven't got my stuff, but we can't find the girls. You brought them home.
Right.
And supposedly he was dating both of them at the same time. So he's got to know who they are.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what it is. I saw the jury lost. I don't know if it's a loss anyway. But as far as with this movie Scores and girls taking guys down, how prevalent do you think that is?
Oh, I think look, I think if you're in the business of and let me preface this by saying I have no problem with people selling their best asset, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's their body, sometimes their personality. Whatever you're selling.
Their brand.
I mean, the brand. I mean, look at
The Greek brand.
The Greek. No, I mean, look, I think that when you assume a character or when you assume a like a job, your job title.
Yeah.
So if your job title is sell my best asset in an environment with a bunch of vampires, why should you keep it inside the doors?
So what is the barometer, though, do you think, for guys? I had a story I told about a guy, a friend of mine, and you know the story. It's about $1.3 million, not exaggeration, that he paid somebody.
Yeah.
What do you think that barometer is to equal? Like, if you pay $1 million, what do you have to have?
Look,
that you're afraid to lose.
It's a cost. So there's a cost-benefit analysis, right? So
everything is a spreadsheet.
So it's a spreadsheet. Let me get my calculator. No, I mean, look, if you're $100 million guy.
Oh, that's huge.
Hold on, there's plenty of them out there. It's not that much money anymore. I mean, you got close to half of that.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, like,
I'm getting gas with change.
There's a number, right? So, like, if you have a $12 million boat, right?
Yeah.
We have a friend of ours, who's got a $12 million boat.
Yeah.
He's a $400 million guy.
Yeah.
So for a $400 million guy, having a $12 million boat is not that big a deal. For me, I couldn't even afford the fuel on it.
Yeah.
But
you just sent your kids to camp for the weekend, for the summer, for $327,000, and that was only 2 days.
It's ridiculous. It's camp on the moon.
So let's try to make
Elon, can I get the front seat?
So let's try to make it relevant for the audience.
Right,
a guy makes $100,000.
Guy makes $100,000 a year. You can spend $15,000 a year making sure that you don't get divorced.
So you think 15 is the number?
I think 15% of your net worth and 15% of your annual income. If you wake up in a hotel room with a giant mountain of blow and an almost dead hooker, I mean, you can spend 15% of your money on saying this was a huge mistake.
You can always count on Ryan to really go outside the line for you people out there watching this.
But what you're saying is that this guy spent the money.
I'm saying, what's the number?
Hold on. What I'm saying is that you think that guy spent the money to protect his happiness, and what I'm saying is that he spent the money to protect his wife's happiness.
Yeah, well, or getting divorced. Well, I mean, the bottom line is once you get extorted, don't pay. It doesn't stop. And that's what I told him. And this guy is very smart.
Fess up and own it.
Yeah, and just take a knee and lose that.
That's why I don't mess around. I can't afford it.
100,000. I think even if you say 1/4, that's
25
a lot.
G's.
That's a lot.
Well, the government. Well, first of all, the government's taking 30,000, so you got 75. You got to give 25,000. We got 45,000 left. Kids don't go to camp.
That's it. The kids are not going to camp. That's it. That's it. The kids are not going to camp. Basically, keep it in your pants.
That's it.
That's the motto today.
And the thing is that I think that guys. I think there are plenty of guys that would keep it in their pants, but probably would go outside their comfort zone and still get extorted.
Oh yeah.
Like just hanging out and being seen in public, or putting your arm around her, and she's like, "Listen, I've got pictures of you with my arm around you. I want $10,000." They're getting paid.
That's crazy. Now this guy was a totally innocent guy.
Well,
I told the
I don't know if he was innocent.
No, not what he did, but I do believe that he did step out of the box one time in my mind. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
There are situations like that. I know it sounds like it's a movie, it's not true, but I sort of believe the guy. Because it's not a great story. Nobody calls you up and says, "Hey, gee, I lost $1 million, I got extorted." That's not something good you say.
No, it's not fun. It's the lead-up story that
yeah, but I'm saying, like, you lose betting or stock, it's different.
Right.
You get extorted for cheating, that's not a great story.
Right.
So I sort of believe him.
No, I mean, I believe him.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
I don't think you would make up that story and be like, "How cool is that story?"
Well, awesome, right?
I think you tell that story.
Want to go fishing with me? Bankov?
Right, I'm taking sharp objects away from the guy.
No, he bounced back. He's fine. But I just think there is a certain number. Like I said, Le'Veon Bell. You hear stories all the time with these girls. There was a big story a couple of weeks ago that finally broke. Ronaldo, the soccer player, worth 100 and whatever, 40 million a year.
And that's probably understated.
Yeah, what he makes a year. And then the girl, he was involved in a rape situation.
Yeah.
Supposedly, allegedly, they dropped the charges. But what I don't understand is this girl took $375,000 in 2011.
Right.
Now she wants, I want it back. How does that work?
Right.
If you take the deal, is that done? I mean, can you go back and say, I don't want it? And don't you have to pay the money back?
I think you got to give the money back, yeah.
So what is that telling you? Somebody's offering her more than that?
Yeah.
For the book?
Obviously, for the book.
Yeah, whatever it is.
The movie rights.
Yeah, now the Las Vegas police said, no, it's not there.
Yeah.
Bottom line is you got to be very careful today in all aspects.
Absolutely.
If you're doing something, whether you're...
And if you're pressed with and faced with a situation where someone's going to try to get one over on you, and even if you're slightly in a situation where you're going to have to fess up and it's uncomfortable, just clean the slate.
You're better off.
Own up to whatever it is that you did or didn't do. But listen, I mean, after my dad's accident, I try not to speed, but I catch myself heavy on the pedal sometimes. Yeah. And if I get pulled over and the cop pulls me over, I said, "You got me."
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I made the conscious decision to break the rules.
Yeah.
And you got to live with the ramifications.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's a little different speeding than when people's getting extorted.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But
I mean, it puts in perspective. But again,
if you're getting extorted, you're getting extorted for one of two reasons: either someone has pictures of you with farm animals, or you're afraid that they're going to kill you.
Farm animals, always. He always has his go-to. It's always farm animals. It's always farm animals.
Farm animals and fire trucks.
I was in Brickell last night. I was at Prime Cigar. Great place, love it. Great place to watch football, by the way.
Yeah.
Check it out. Had a great time there last night.
I noticed the discounts were really high last night.
I had one cigar.
Come on, bro.
One cigar I had. That was it. I love Brickell. I mean, there's so much excitement. There's so much going on. What I don't understand now in Brickell is, how many years has it been? It's got to be, what, 30? No, not for you guys, but 30, 40 years. How long is it where they just put all these buildings on top of each other?
No. You got to remember that 10 years ago, Brickell was a war zone.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. So you remember the Italian restaurant down there, Periconi's?
Yeah, in the corner.
Yeah, Stevie Periconi. Steve, who's a friend of mine, and he's a great guy. He owned like blocks and blocks of it for nothing,
Yeah.
and he's been selling it off piece by piece. He sold his restaurant. They finally knocked it down about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It's gone. It was there for 20-something years, 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Brickell, but you gotta remember that Brickell was an extension of Overtown Bay. I mean, it was not a good area.
Oh yeah, you go 2 lefts down. You're
Yeah,
American
yeah.
Airlines. It's
No,
crazy.
But that whole area is just blowing.
Oh, the SLS is beautiful.
Unbelievable.
my
The Lux is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the new SLS Lux is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, right down by the mall.
Gorgeous,
I mean, and
gorgeous,
again,
yeah.
you walk down there, it's just like the excitement.
Yeah.
You know, the buildings are
Energy.
blue, the energy,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
No, it's great. I love Brickell.
Now, your place is on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
You got a nice place on the bottom. And now I did notice the bottom of your place now
Mm-hmm.
is for lease.
The to the left of us.
Right underneath your place.
Underneath my place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an 8,000 square foot,
Wow.
fully built out restaurant. The guy spent like $3-4 million.
But there's none in there.
They didn't open.
Yeah, they're not?
Yeah, supposedly the guy who was running the project for, I think it was I think it was Argentinian money or something like that. Anyway, the guy that was kind of running it,
Yeah.
he was running away. He was like 1 for them, 2 for me.
And that's it.
Supposedly.
So that's
they-
empty. Now,
they
would you
opened
guys
for a
ever
minute.
take that?
Oh, that rent? You kidding me? Find your money, maybe.
No. He's such a unbelievable. It is the Greek. It is Ryan. We are at New York Prime Friday night. It is a great time to come by here. Any holiday, any event, always good to come to New York Prime. Again, steaks so good. Cows want to come in. Braven Motor Cars, West Palm Beach and Jupiter. That's where your next car should be. New experience will be a great one. We're going to talk a little NFL, some NBA, what's going on. And always, we talk with Ryan about what's going on in Prime Scar. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Come experience Braven Mini. From fun, cool Mini Coopers
To Club Raymond events, from the racetrack to parties at our theater.
Join the fun at Braven Mini.
Whether you own a Mini or not, you gotta check out BraemanSummerofMini.com.
I'm Catherine, and this is my Mini. The S version is stylish and super speedy. The sound system is great. It's my 3rd Mini Cooper from Braeman, so you know it's a good car.
Whether you own a Mini or not, you gotta check out BraemanSummerofMini.com.
It's a great podcast. We're back in New York Prime. Always, baby, this is the place to be. Great steak, great food, great atmosphere. My boy Ryan, thank God. It's like peanut butter without jelly. It's like Gail without Ellen. Not Gail, Oprah.
The other
That's
guy.
Whatever. You know, and always sponsored by Braeman Motor Cars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. Now, let me ask you something. How familiar are you with the guy with the Clippers who owns them, who own Microsoft?
I mean, I know.
What is? Yeah, okay. So there was a big press conference.
I mean, we're not like boys.
Yeah, I know that. If you were, I've been
Yeah.
here.
Ballmer?
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Ballmer, yeah.
So he's like a real rah-rah guy.
Yes.
So the Clippers had a big press
And he
conference.
looks weird when he's rah
Yeah.
You saw the press
Oh,
conference?
yeah.
Oh, it looked weird.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And
sorry.
so he had his big press conference the other day, quiet and Larry, and he goes out, he
Yeah.
goes, "Are you jacked up? Come on, Clipper fan!"
And everyone's sitting in the back like,
Everyone's like this. He goes, "Stand up!" And I mean, again, the guy's writing everybody's checks, so I'm
Right.
standing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now Kawhi is sitting there, and George, they're like, "Man, I just hope the check's clear, bro. You do what you want to do. You want to be a funny white guy? Go
You
ahead."
be you.
And he was just like clapping up, and they said he was like that at Microsoft, like
Right.
very much in your face.
Right.
What
High
do you-
energy guy.
Yeah, what do you think of that as a corporate guy?
Listen,
Good, bad, indifferent?
I mean, first of all, like first impressions give you a sense. You judge people, even though you're not supposed to, and we should.
We all do.
But we do. I mean, you see a guy like Steve Ballmer,
Yeah.
right, who was inventing plastic boxes of zeros and ones in a garage.
Yeah.
He doesn't appear to be.
And he's not a guy in shape.
No,
He's
no.
just like, you
I mean,
know.
like Mark Cuban, who I think is half a schmuck, but
Yeah, he's
Mark
cool.
Cuban is like a cool coach, owner.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy you want to go to the game with.
Yeah, but
Palmer
players-
doesn't look like the guy you want to go to the
No,
game
he
with.
looks like a corporate guy who's just sitting next to
He
you.
looks like Steve Ross.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's guys like that. Now the players and the coaches and then there's fans and then the owners. Now the protocol for an owner is really much to be reserved. 32 teams in the NFL. I don't think right now, if I can go out in the street, I ask anybody, they maybe can give me 8.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think you're overstating. You're talking about names of owners of teams.
Yeah.
I can't give you 8.
Okay, so maybe 8.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Stephen Ross.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones,
Right.
Robert Kraft.
Oh, you're talking about in the NFL?
Yeah, the NFL.
I thought you meant NBA.
No.
Yeah,
but I'm just in the NFL.
NFL
Yeah,
you
maybe.
could rattle off the
Mara,
top.
the Packers, the team knows.
Right.
But the
Johnson.
coaches, the owners, like Robert Kraft, the scenario, Jerry Jones, they're in the box, they're dressed nice.
Yeah.
But him, when he comes out, like he's like, yeah, it's not the persona you see.
He's wearing the skill pocket protector.
Yeah.
With the pants.
Like, and even Cuban.
It was a very. I watched it also. I watched the press
good.
conference and I was watching. I'm like, this just looks awkward.
Show prep.
It wasn't show prep. There's no. Trust me. There's no show prep.
No, there's nothing here. You get
Zero show
There's
prep.
nothing here.
Rod, did you read the news? I'm like, who's Ryan?
427 podcasts.
Who's this Ryan you speak of? No, I mean he just it looked uncomfortable.
And then he dropped his notes, and he goes, I had some notes, what the hell with it? And they're like, I mean, the guy's writing everybody's check. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
You suck?
Right.
And he's like, come on, stand up. And Kawhi and George are like, man, where do we sign?
Right.
Like, this guy is crazy. But it's unbelievable. Now, he's supposed to get private money, and I believe it. He says by 2024, the Clippers will have their own stadium in Inglewood. Because they're obviously they're sharing the stadium with the arena with the Lakers. That's going to be
Lakers, right.
great. And Kawhi Leonard was really the quiet guy, but he turned out to be Tony Soprano. He whacked everybody.
Right.
But do you think that owners, because of social media and all sports, will come out more or more in the reserve?
I think it also. I think it has to do with what the purpose of owning the team is, right? So, I mean, look, obviously, there are certain teams, especially obviously in the NFL, we talked about last week, and in the NHL, when the expansion teams, all the other owners get paid. There's a business behind owning a team.
Sure.
Owning the Marlins, not so much of a business.
Yeah.
Owning the Dolphins.
But still, it's a big business.
It's a big business.
It's millions.
But to answer the question, I think that there are certain owners who look at it as a business. And to them, it's just another widget. It's a button.
Another hobby.
It's just another hobby. It's just another widget. I don't think Stephen Ross could give an RA if he's ever on TV, doesn't care that the fans think that he doesn't like the team.
Yeah.
For him, it's a business.
Yeah, and he's got millions.
And he's got billions. Yeah. And he's busy.
Yeah.
Right? Robert Kraft, that's his world.
Yeah.
Right? Bob Kraft, that's his world.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones, that's his world.
Yeah.
But as far as owners that you haven't seen and see them all of a sudden pop up, I think it would be cool. I think you're going to get some characters, and I think you're going to get some flops like Ballmer. And by the way, Ballmer's the man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Now,
this
would
guy's
you
the man.
want to play for him if you were a player?
I'd want to play for anyone who's willing to pay me the pro money. Are you kidding me?
But do you think, like, again, you have the coach, you have the manager, you have the coach, the GM, and then another guy. Some guys say it's too many layers that critique you.
Well, I mean, look, I think that we as outsiders look into professional sports and say, can you believe this? Can you believe that?
Yeah.
OBJ is playing for Cleveland because he thinks he can win a Super Bowl and because they wrote him a big check.
Well, that's part of it. Part of it, we'll get into OBJ because there's GQ articles coming out. Also because he bitched a lot. And the Giants looked at it, assets and liabilities, you're too much.
He's too much because he's on a losing team.
I don't believe that.
Oh, come on.
That's his attitude.
Have no shot.
That's his attitude.
The Giants have, and listen, I'm a Giant fan. I'm not a Jet fan, but I like I don't hate the Giants.
Yeah.
They are in rebuild mode for half a decade for sure.
Years ago.
You want to get that?
No.
Okay.
Years ago, Eli Manning had Tiki Barber and Shockey on his team.
Yeah.
And they rode him. Mm-hmm. Tiki got hurt. I mean, Tiki retired.
Yep.
Shock, and I talked about he got hurt. Mm-hmm. They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think this year Eli has a better year because Odell's not there.
Well, I mean, look, there's some.
I'm not saying they're going to win the division.
No,
I say a better year.
I don't disagree because what you're saying is that the noise comes out of the room, and now all of a sudden the loudest voice in the room
is gone.
Is gone. And Eli can gather the troops and say, guys, let's show them.
Yeah.
That being said, they're a 7-9 team at best.
Yeah, but still better than what they did last year.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think that Odell has how many years left? He's got 6 years left, maybe, of being a superstar athlete.
Maybe.
And he's walking into a team that was 0-16 2 years ago.
7-9.
And this year, they're going to be solid.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. Everybody
solid.
says. Yeah, my buddy works at FanDuel, New Jersey, Meadowlands. He says number one Super Bowl pick is the Browns based on the odds.
No.
I'm not buying it.
Oh, no, based on the odds.
Based on people betting.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, people betting. Again,
Listen,
we're not
you can bet $1 on the Dolphins and win 500.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. He says what comes across his table all the time is Super Bowl. He goes, I take hundreds of bets a day.
What is, you know what?
I think they were 14-1.
are they 14?
Or 12-1, something
I think
like that.
I think they're definitely above the 20, which is Carolina. I think was the 20 mark. But yeah, no, I mean I agree.
I think they're 14 or 15-1.
And I think that they're a great. I think they have a great shot of being in the final playoff game for the division and probably win it and probably go to. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised if Cleveland is in the Super Bowl.
I would be surprised. I think there's
You think so?
Yeah, because I think one thing is when you're an underdog, and you know this, it's like when you're at the table and you're supposed to pick up a check, you're supposed to chip in. There's another thing when you're out there and you're playing. Now, this team is young. Baker Mayfield's young. They're talking. And Landry and Odell are great friends, but they both want the rock.
Well, no,
And-
Landry stepped back this week and basically said, you lead from the front, I'll lead from the rear. And I think he did that very strategically because, you don't want to take away from the fact that you have two marquee receivers, a phenomenal quarterback, a great run. I mean,
He's an okay quarterback. He's not phenomenal.
Hold on. But okay, you're right.
He's not phenomenal. I mean, that word.
He's not phenomenal.
Yeah, he's okay.
If
Yeah,
Aaron
one good
Rodgers
guy.
was the quarterback there,
Forget it.
The odds would be a whole lot better. But
Packers over 9.
But what I'm saying is that they have the makings of a great team. They have a good, solid defense.
Good team.
They have a good look. If you looked at that team on paper and you looked at New England on paper, take the Belichick factor out.
You can't.
Of course you can't.
15 out of 16 divisions. Are you kidding me? That team couldn't hold the Patriots' jock. I wouldn't fly over Cleveland. Are you kidding me, Cleveland? You're going to put that in the same thing?
No, I'm going to put
it's like putting you and Corey in the same table.
Corey.
The busboy at Prime in Brickell.
Squiggy.
Are you kidding me? No way.
He was a budding professional photographer for a while.
Yeah. No film in his camera ever.
No film in his camera. No. I mean, look. I mean,
That's why sports is great, because it goes on for hours and hours.
You look at teams on paper, and by the way, there's the most boring 7 months in sports is the NFL offseason, right?
And then now we're back.
I mean, and we're back. But you look at certain teams on paper, and you go, except for the fact that they're an NE and they play in Foxborough, and you got Belichick. Like on paper, that team sucks.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
don't suck. They're 15 to 16
They're
divisions.
a 6-1 favorite to win the whole thing.
Again.
They
have one.
without Gronk, right? With no receiving core. I mean, they're horrible.
They got supposedly
Julian Edelman.
Edelman's great. 33-1 Super
He's
Bowl.
great.
Thank you. He is. He is a very good receiver.
He's great.
Yeah. I think Edelman's. I put him in top 15. As a slot receiver, I put him in top 5.
As a slot receiver, I put him in the top 1.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But when
that's
he's your
his
marquee
job.
guy,
That's his job. If I work for you and my job is to smoke Monte Cristos, I'm an ace.
they have no tight ends. They have barely a running game. They have one receiver, and they got Belichick, who has a copy of everybody's playbook.
Oh, what the hate is unbelievable! Are you kidding me?
And the footballs look like this.
Oh my God, you're being a Jet fan right now.
We got a new GM. I'm happy.
Raiders are on Hard Knocks. Are you watching?
I always watch Hard Knocks. This is
Oh
a great
my
show.
God,
I mean,
Gruden.
it's like watching Arizona Cardinals on Hard Knocks.
Oh my God.
What's the point?
Frank Caliendo, I had him on a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to do a podcast. I said, no, I got Ryan. But man, he does a great Chucky. Oh my God.
He's awesome. I love Gruden.
Oh,
He's
yeah. He
awesome.
says, I need juice. I need juice. It means he wants more players.
Right.
You think people are going to want now to draft this year's in Vegas? How big do you think that'll
That's
be?
going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
3 million people.
Yeah. And then and the following year, the Super Bowls.
It was in Tennessee. It was in Nashville.
Yeah, they had a
last year.
couple
They
million.
had like 400,000 in the rope. They said.
Oh, yeah, no, a couple million they were saying. But all the streets and everything,
Yeah,
it's
with the
bizarre.
street parties and stuff.
Now, Vegas is a little worried that because of all the traffic they get every day.
Do they not have enough hotel rooms?
I think they do, but I'm saying like with the traffic they get every day and then add that in, it's going to be huge.
Circus said they're going to raise the room rates to $12.
I believe it. $12? Are you kidding me? He's on a roll. Let's ask a question that we know we're not going to have an answer for.
5'9" on a good day.
What's going on at Brime's Go on Brickell this morning?
It's rocking, baby. We're having a July 27th party tomorrow.
They had a tequila party. There was a tequila party. I saw it out on the thing.
Yep.
Because I was in the elevator last night checking everything out.
You looked at the schedule?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Let me tell you something about running business. You know that your business is run well when your operating partner runs the business.
Oh, of course. I mean,
I can't be in Brickell the way that I was in Boca, and I wish I could because I think
you
the
can't.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So
It would do more.
It would.
I
don't know.
guarantee.
Listen, maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But look,
I'm not knocking anybody. I'm being honest.
the reality is, I'm blessed with great partners in a lot of my businesses.
Yeah.
And all I can tell you is every time I go to Brickell, I have a blast.
Yeah, he does. He has a great time.
I really do. It's a beautiful place.
You think the guy would sponsor me? He's got $10 million in his sock drawer.
I got $10 million.
It is the Greek. It is
Bills.
Ryan. It's the Greek podcast. Always sponsored at New York Prime. He doesn't have 10 million. He's got a lot. Remember, Braven Motor Cars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. Your next new car. That's where it should be because that should be a great experience. Bremen's the best. New York Prime's the best. Special thanks to Alex, the guy behind the scenes. You never see him because I'm so pretty. Ryan's here. I'm the Greek, and you're not. Talk to you next week. Peace.
I'm Liv, and I live in my Mini. The Mini Cooper is the perfect car for me. The tech package is amazing. I wanted a car that's quick and cute.
Whether you own a Mini or not, you gotta check out BremenSummerOfMini.com.
I'm Annie, and this is my Mini. My Mini's got Bluetooth, a great sound system, backup camera, everything I need. Sometimes I just stare at it. It's got a cool factor.
Whether you own a Mini or not, you gotta check out BremenSummerOfMini.com.